So we have a new girl for Standout TV.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Myron,
meet you.
You gonna give me a hug or what? Oh no, that's lame.
That's the
Bro.
traditional way.
Bro, his mindset. You could tell his mindset. This nigga's lame as fuck, bro. You could tell his entire mindset, his entire worldview based on that one interaction. You gonna give me a hug or what?
Yeah, that's lame.
No, it's not. It's
Very
respectful.
No, lame.
No?
Lame.
Oh,
Lame.
well, you can just sit down then.
Well, you can stand up.
Or you could just sit down.
I'm gonna walk out then.
Oh
See, if he wasn't like fresh and fit, then I'd be okay with that interaction. But because I've seen so many clips of him saying and doing crazy shit, then I just know that it's like part of his flawed worldview.
Air hugs.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, very good. She didn't want to stand up. Typical feminist.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. You got to play the game, guys. This is how women are nowadays. You know, they want to sit there and think, oh, no, I'm not going to stand up. And it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to demolish you in this debate.
So, what's it like living in Miami?
It's good. Lots of hoes.
Women?
Some, but
Yeah, there's some women, some hoes. I personally believe there's a difference.
most are.
They're all females, but
We're about 5 seconds in and he's already saying the word hose. Okay, and do you indulge with them a lot or?
Yeah,
Of course
she's
he
trying
does.
to grow me, but, you know, I'm a professional in this black belt. We're dealing with womanese, so. I mean, we have them on the show all the time.
black belt with dealing with womanese.
We have regular girls as well. So.
Oh, what do you do? Sorry.
Oh, we have a podcast ourselves where it's a Male
Is that
Self-Improvement
what's on your
podcast.
t-shirt?
Oh, yeah, Male Self-Improvement podcast, yeah, fresh and fit,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have women on there.
Yes, it's a component of what we do. We also do Money Mondays, teach guys how to make money. Then Wednesdays, how to date properly and get your stuff together. And then Fridays, we do call-in shows or bring in special guests or whatever it may be. But,
So do you think you're quite knowledgeable in the dating field?
To a degree,
Do you think you have a great understanding of how women work?
yes. Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's
Wouldn't that be a
crazy.
great thing if you understand the women?
Well, the thing is, you can either understand women or respect them, but you can't do both at the same time.
What is he talking about?
Yo, this nigga's crazy.
Oh, I don't think that's a true statement. I think with understanding women, you'd learn to respect them more.
Like, and then see these comments, these crazy ass comments.
The same as understanding a man, you'd learn to respect him more.
Nah, you can't respect them
Like,
as
how,
equal.
how do we see, or sorry, how do we not see that what he just said was crazy?
The same as understanding a man, you'd learn to respect him more.
Right.
Nah, you can't respect them as equals once you understand them.
You'd still respect them as a woman and what value they hold
I'm
and what they
speaking
bring.
from an equality standpoint. Like, I can't respect them as equals since I understand them. And I think that's the way they like it anyway.
What?
You can respect each other for their gender. Like, I would respect a man for being a man and what he provides as a man, and you could respect a woman for the things that she could provide that you could never do.
If you understand women, there's no way you can respect them as equals. That's
Why?
my premise on it.
Why can't you respect them as an equal?
Because we're way different.
Yeah, but you can still respect the fact that you're different and respect what they're capable of that you're not.
Men and women aren't equal. It's just funny how women want you to treat them as equals, but everything that they're actually attracted to and aroused by, most importantly, is not equal.
But does that mean that they shouldn't be treated they shouldn't be treated equally to men because they're attracted to, or we have different attractions?
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
For example, perfect example. I came down here. I said, oh, give me a hug. What'd you say? Oh, well, it's traditional. Kiss my hand.
Yes, that
Haunt. Haunt is crazy.
did not sound English.
That right there in itself signifies the difference between men and women.
Yeah.
You displayed it yourself a second ago.
Also, that's fine. Doesn't mean
But does that mean that you guys aren't equal? Does that mean that you are unequal because you guys desire different things? Bro, I don't know if we're like losing brain cells here, but if you want to talk about desiring different things, straight men desire different things than straight women. Straight men desire women, straight women desire men. Men and women are different.
you can't respect that.
So traditionalism, and this is what a lot of girls do, they'll want traditionalism when it benefits them, but they'll want to expect to be treated as equal later on.
Don't you think men are the same though?
How so?
Right. It's just like anybody can want things when it benefits them, and then it's like nobody's actions are 100% consistent across the board. I might do something that's traditional, or I might believe in something that is traditional, but then in another completely different aspect of life, I might believe something that's liberal,
So,
Like they want to be traditional
and that's okay.
in the sense that they provide and stuff, but then they want to be treated equal when they can't bother to show.
Like for instance, something liberal. I mean, something that's not traditional. I don't know if this would be classified as liberal, but like paying for school, that's something that's traditional, like college. Paying all this money for school. We've been doing it ever since schools were incepted. I don't believe in that. But does that mean that I believe in other liberal standards and other aspects in life that don't that aren't school or has nothing to do with school? No, it's okay to be not consistent 100% of the time with a specific ideology because certain ideologies benefits certain aspects of life.
As a man anymore.
well, here's the thing. I disagree with that. I think men need to, be protectors and providers. So I don't think women should work. I think the man needs to be the sole breadwinner, and I think women should work electively. With responsibility
I thought you said
becomes authority, right? So if you're going to go ahead and be responsible and pay the bills and everything else, like you should have the authority to tell your girl what it is.
So do you think men are higher value than
But you said you didn't want women to work.
a woman in a relationship?
Yes.
Wow. Do you think men are higher value than a woman in a relationship?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, every time I
Like you can't have it both ways. You can't take away women's ability to work or like have that desire and then say, "Oh, because now I'm the only one working, I get to tell you what to do in this household." Well, you can't have it both ways.
come on the show, it's just another girl spouting the same bullshit about, oh, treat me like a lady, but at the same time, I'm equal to you.
I don't know, man. Behind this nigga's head is just so much destructive bullshit. I feel bad.
It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. If you want to be treated like a lady, that inherently means we're not equal. Because it's way harder to find a guy that has a shit together than an attractive woman.
That's
not necessarily-
traditional. But I bet you would have a problem with being drafted into the wars
Attractive
because you're a man.
woman because
That's
if you-
also
That's what we
all
care
you're
about.
looking for is an
That's
attractive
what we
woman.
care about.
So you don't care that what values, traditions, what respect levels.
Well, yeah,
what
obviously
she
she
can-
can't be a whore either. It's not that hard to be pretty and keep your legs closed. It's not.
I agree, but what does that have to do with what she said?
Yeah,
what
obviously
she
she
can-
can't be a whore either. It's not that hard to be pretty and keep your legs closed. It's not
But it's
hard.
not. Is that all you care about though?
Yeah.
This guy is unbelievable.
He said, "Yeah."
So you wouldn't want a woman that looks after you, looks after your mental health, looks after your
Of
brain,
course, that
encourages
comes
you.
with it.
Not necessarily. I know a million beautiful women that haven't got the power in their brain or the sense to be accommodating in that sort of any way.
Well, typically, when girls aren't, right, that means they come from a strong family structure.
Yeah.
They understand these things. They have a strong male figure. And
But okay, you have to be good. That's true, okay? But if you want to make that distinction, let's say hoes are incapable of doing that for you and real women are. How do you think you're going to attract a real woman? You have to treat her respectfully. You can't treat her as though I'm up here, you're down there. You think that you're going to be able to tell her what to do, X, Y, and Z, be head of the household, and then she's just going to take care of your mental health and look after you emotionally and shit like that? Bro, that's called being a servant.
their family to some degree.
You have to earn that shit. Like, I know they're up here. They have a lot of money, rich content creator worlds. But like, when you're down here with the rest of us, with like the real world, where you meet normal boys, girls, men, women, like just normal people. You kind of have to earn that shit.
That they respect.
But then you are expecting more than just looks, then, aren't you?
Well, it's the main thing to get her foot in the door. It's the most important thing. Because there's no conversation if she's not attractive first.
Okay. So what's your type?
Not fat,
Okay.
not a hoe,
What would you classify as fat?
polite. It's just crazy to me how, like, there's so many girls that are, like, big as hell. Like, I weigh about 195 to 200 pounds. There's girls that weigh as much as me, and I'm 6'3". So it's like, it's crazy. They'll be 100 kilos and expect you
So
to...
you want to feel bigger than the woman?
It's not about me feeling bigger. It's just about...
But I kind of get it. That's not like crazy. You know what I mean? On average, we're larger than women. It's okay to not want a woman that's larger than you because that's kind of weird, so to speak. Maybe we'll get into a point in time where it's not weird, but right now it's just kind of bizarre. You know what I mean? But I've seen plenty of women. I've seen couples where the woman is bigger than the man, but it's just preference.
I don't want a fat girl. It's unacceptable. Just like women don't want to.
I ain't gonna lie. If you're 6'3", 195, and your girl is bigger than you, that's crazy.
A man shorter than them. I don't want a girl big as hell. Facts.
Do you not think that's quite like offensive to women?
In what way?
Not really.
Calling them fat as hell.
Yeah, because they're in direct control of
That is true. That is offensive, regardless of
every morsel of food that goes in their mouth. That's even worse.
Regardless, you still want to be respectful of people.
Just like a dude is in control of how much money he earns, woman's in control of how much food she consumes.
So if you're broke, is it okay for a woman to call you a broke ass nigga? Is that respectful? That's not. It's still
facts.
Do you not think
okay
that's
to say
quite like
that.
offensive to women?
Still offensive.
In what way?
Calling them fat as hell.
Yeah, because they're in direct control of every morsel of food that goes in their mouth. That's even worse. Just like a dude is in control of how much money he earns, woman's in control of how much food she consumes.
Also, men are in control of how much food they consume, so men can also get
Well,
overweight.
yeah, it's unacceptable to be fat as a man as well, but it's even worse when you're a female, because at least as a man, you can make up for your lack of aesthetics. Men have to provide value and utility in way more than one way. Women, you guys have one job. Make sandwiches, what more? 2 jobs. Make sandwiches, be hot, 3 jobs. And don't be a whore. Not hard.
That is ridiculous.
This
So
nigga's
all you
twisted
require
up,
from a woman, and you think all we're capable of as women, is making sandwiches, looking good, and what was the third thing? Not being
Not being a whore.
not being a whore.
Well, I didn't say that's all they're capable
But this nigga can brag about having like 400 plus bodies or some shit.
of.
His boy apparently has over 1,000 bodies.
What I'm
But they're not women. That's not their job to not be a whore. My bad.
saying is that these are things that men tend to value. Women tend to think that we care about like their opinions and all this other stuff. We don't care about none of that. Men actually don't want to.
What?
All right,
Bro,
guys, we're
come
very
on,
simple.
nigga.
Women's opinions, of course, are valid. This guy has got everything seriously twisted.
Facts, like, bro, you wouldn't give a fuck if your girl has a high opinion of you or not, or like what she thinks. It's just so much to combat. I'm just
But
gonna.
you will eventually, won't you? So if you were with a woman and you were settling with a woman and you were growing as a business or something, your woman is naturally going to be right by your side, isn't she? So you are going to value her opinion. You are going to respect
No,
her.
because
Right.
the reality is when a woman's with a man that she loves, admires, and respects, her opinions pretty much become your opinions. Girls absorb the strongest man in that they're in a relationship with or that they're linked to. So, for example, if a girl has a strong father, a lot of the time she has a very similar worldview to her father.
Yeah.
If she has strong brothers, she has a similar worldview. If she doesn't have any male,
Has this nigga been in a relationship?
influence, she'll think dumb shit like her mom tells her, oh, man ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. So I can always tell from speaking with a woman if she has a father or some kind of strong masculine figure.
I hope you know, like, just for everybody that's out there, when women say men aren't shit, it's because they are attracted to men, and it's because they probably 100% of the time deal with men. So of course they're gonna say men ain't shit. We have locker room talk all the time with the boys. Like, oh man, these bitches are dirty, bro. Women lie all the time, bro. Don't trust her. It's because we are attracted to and we deal with women. So we say the same thing. Obviously, if you're somebody who actually believes it, then, I mean, come on.
In her life. That's
Grow
why we don't
up.
care about y'all opinions, because we know it could be morphed by whatever
But
you're
some
influenced by.
women do have a great mind and they do have helpful opinions and they do have a different opinion that maybe, well, actually, I wouldn't have thought of it like that because I'm in such a masculine state that sometimes you forget the femininity is actually really important too when it comes to certain things.
Her opinion matters, but she has to earn that, right? So, like, a lot of girls
Okay.
think that we care about their opinion
She's like, okay, I can
Oh,
work
early
with
on in
this.
a relationship
Yeah,
or
I get that.
whatever. We really don't care, because a man's life is way harder than a woman's life. So, whatever opinion you
Jesus Christ. I would actually argue that women's lives are harder than men's lives on average. By a little bit. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. Like the whole period thing, menstruation, no thank you. The whole childbirth thing, no thanks. The whole not being physically secure, like not being able to walk up down the street by yourself at night, no thank you.
have, it's kind of
And then among other things, but then you can start balancing them out with male issues.
I don't necessarily think man's life is harder than a woman's life. I think men have
Why is he doing that fake ass? No, it's not fake. It's not fake. He
a
believes
hard
it.
life. Women have a hard life, but we have different struggles.
Yeah, these feminists are stupid as fuck.
If he spent even a day in a woman's shoes, he would know that that is a lie.
Maybe like a week.
I think the only thing that's different with men and women is women have a great support system. So any of our struggles are like shared, they're halved. Whereas a man is literally on your own. You don't really have that friendship group that you could go in.
Wow, you just proved my
release your
point for me.
emotions.
That's true, and you shouldn't have admitted that because I knew exactly he was gonna take that and run with it.
True. No. But that doesn't mean that anyone's life's harder. It just means we both have equally hard lives, and we have
we
to.
don't. We must become excellent. Like, women have the privilege of being mediocre and still being taken seriously by society, still finding a man to take care of them. Us, on the other hand, if we don't become excellent, our reality reflects that. We get no chicks, no one respects us.
That's cap, bro. Y'all gotta stop acting like you have to be some fucking 6-figure, high-value man to get ass. Bro, I know bummy niggas who get more pussy than me. Bro, it's crazy. Niggas who not ugly, but like nothing specifically visually appealing, right? Bro, it's just crazy. Bro, go to the hood. Go to the hood. Broke, bummy people who have basically nothing going for them and bad personalities.
No one wants to hang out.
Yeah. Had fucking bitches rotating, lined up, waiting for them.
So as a man, you must go out there and become successful. For women, you don't have to.
You'll never experience childbirth. You'll never experience pregnancy. You'll never experience menstrual
That's a choice.
cramps.
That's a choice.
Menstrual cramps aren't a
Is it though? Come on.
choice. They're
Okay,
monthly.
but pregnancy is.
But if you
It's a choice, but well, I mean, if you're not having kids, there's nothing wrong with not wanting kids, but most people want them, and a lot of people say that's quintessential to human life.
wanted a child,
Like, what are you doing? Like, an entire generation of people since the beginning of time made you just so you wouldn't do the same thing. I mean, it's okay if you don't want kids, but most people do. Most people have them. It's like, bro, what?
because it's not just a singular choice, is it? It's between two people. So if you wanted a child, you can't physically have your own child. It'd be on your woman.
This is a perfect example of women always seeing the finish line and not actually seeing the race.
Stop bringing it to another point. Finish the point that you were on, because you're losing that point, and then you're bringing it. See, this is a perfect example of what? Seeing the what?
It'd be on your woman.
This is a perfect example of women always seeing the finish line and not actually.
Is this nigga gonna bring up the fact that some women try to trap men into having babies?
You have your own child. It'd be on your woman.
This is a perfect example of women always seeing the finish line and not actually seeing the race. What needs to happen for a child to be born?
The obvious.
Sex, right?
Sexual
How does a
intercourse.
man go about getting sex?
I don't know. You have loads
Exactly.
of hosts, so it's probably really
Exactly.
easy.
Delusional female. What's new? Let's talk about the race. Let's talk about the guy having to build his value up. Let's talk about the guy.
You just don't need. You need two things. If you want ass, have two things, two qualities about you. You can get a lot of ass. Okay, listen to me. Listen. You only need two qualities. One, go outside. Two, be somewhat socially competent. And I promise you, there's somebody, eventually you will get something.
Being useless.
You don't need to be, bro, you don't need to be crazy. That's why the majority of people on this earth aren't high value men.
Female. What's new? Let's talk about the race. Let's talk about the guy having to build his value up. Let's talk about the guy being useless at 18 years old versus a woman at 18 years old. Everyone's trying to fly
I'm not
her up.
18 anymore, but not too long ago I was 18. I don't think I was fucking useless.
She's hot enough. She has an Instagram profile. She's getting offers from dudes that are, $1 million, $2 million net worth, etc. As a man, you have to build yourself up to even be able to get sex. Women are just offered sex.
I don't think that's true, actually, because if you're a good-looking guy,
Absolutely not true, bro. It's absolutely not true. I saw this skinny ass bum nigga, bro, fucking this bitch outside when I was walking my dog. This dusty bum. He lives across, not too far away from me. I was walking my dog in a field, and I saw in the very back of this field, this nigga was getting ass. I was like, bro, that's nasty as shit, for one, but two, like, bro, what was going on in your apartment that led to you not being able to have sex in it and drove you out there in the back of the fucking field?
Like you said, there's plenty of women around that will happily have sex. If you're a good-looking guy,
We all know that it's not easy for guys to get laid. If it was, guys would be watching.
Bro, it's easier for a woman to get laid, but that doesn't mean that it's not easy for men to get laid.
porn or subscribing to OnlyFans or all this.
I might be fucked up for like somewhat pretty privileged or whatever, but I know people who are average looking, whatnot. Bro, I interact with people, bro. I'm in college. I see it all the time, bro. Average people, even ugly people, even the weird kids be having girlfriends, bro.
This other fuckery that we got going on with sex work.
It's not harder for men to have sex. It might be harder for men to have sex with higher value women, but like you said, there's hoes everywhere.
Right.
There's women of less value or less attractive than you that would happily sleep with you. So it's not harder. You're just looking in the wrong place.
She's absolutely 100% right.
It is.
Okay, what does it take to be a good-looking guy?
Well, it depends. Everyone's idea of good-looking differs, but most people find a lot of men attractive these days.
Okay.
Like the standards aren't very high.
I keep
for a
it simple.
good-looking man.
So
Right, it's not the
for guy,
1700s.
to be attractive, you have to be tall. Most of
Well, it's low value people are still getting ass in the 1700s too.
them want a guy.
The standards aren't very high.
I keep it simple. So for as a guy to be attractive, you have to be tall. Most women want a guy over 6 feet tall. Most men don't qualify
Most
for that.
say this.
Yeah, they say it, but I mean, come on. These they're young and they say stupid shit all the time. They just want somebody that's taller than them, just how we prefer somebody who's skinnier than us or shorter than us. Why? Because most men on average are taller than women. So it would kind of look weird. It would kind of be weird if a man or somebody's man is shorter than them. That's not to say that it never happens, because again, I've seen it happen multiple times in real life where shorter men have a girlfriend or girlfriends that are taller than them. But, you know, on average, women prefer taller men or men that are taller than them because they are shorter than men on average. They spent their entire lives seeing men being taller than them. And that's the same with us. Just like I said earlier, how we prefer women skinnier than us because on average we're bigger than them. It just feels natural. You know what I mean? What else was I going to say? Let me
But
just
then when it
continue the
actually
video.
comes down to it and you ask them about their pasts, most men probably aren't over
Well, you
6
said
feet
good
tall.
looking and casual sex. So if a woman's gonna go
Right, most people aren't over 6 foot. That's what I was gonna say. It's like you're just being unrealistic and young and retarded.
go ahead and have casual sex and good looking with a guy.
Most say this, but then when it actually comes down to it and you ask them about their pasts, most men probably aren't over
Well, you
6
said
feet
good
tall.
looking and casual sex. So if a woman's gonna go ahead and have casual sex and good looking with a guy, she's typically gonna want a guy that's like very, very attractive.
It depends how drunk she is. People
That's
get
great.
laughed into bed all the time.
The point I'm trying to make is that women typically
People get laughed at. Exactly, bro.
want a guy who's better than them in every regard. So for a guy to get sex
What?
is very difficult. And then you're mentioning, oh, well, he could just be good looking. That's not easy for a man. You have to go to the gym. You have to build your body up. You have to dress well, smell
You
well.
don't
Then
have to be good looking. I've already
you
said
have to
that.
also have
But
game.
that's
Even if you're a good looking
also
guy,
the same for a woman.
she's got no fucking idea, man.
He has absolutely zero idea.
Do you fuck every good looking guy you talk to?
No, absolutely never.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about me. You said you surround yourself with hoes, and I'm saying if you do surround yourself with hoes, then sex is
Wait,
easy
how did
to
that prove her point? Do you sleep with her? Oh, because he's saying it's more difficult. But why was she? She's above average. Why would she sleep with all good-looking dudes that she's around? Like, bro, what?
Looks a lot.
Maybe a good-looking man that she's around isn't even around for that sort of relationship. Maybe they have a completely different context. You know what I mean?
Times might get your foot in the door.
Maybe she has some good-looking cousins and it's not Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
But if you're not able to convey yourself in a certain way, have a certain tonality, have a certain confidence, speak in a certain way.
Do you not think that's the same with a woman?
No.
We still have to go to the gym.
No,
still
we
have to
actually appreciate
maintain-
when you guys are quiet.
I've had enough. But if we went on a first date and I
Yeah.
sat there and I was like, you're going to think, one, she's boring, two, she's got no personality, three, she's got zero substance. Now, as much as you say all you want is someone to look good and make sandwiches, realistically, you're going to get so bored of that if the person you're dating has no substance.
Well, most women are boring in general. Imagine as a guy and, you know, hot girls want to fly you out and suck your dick and smash you just for you existing. Would you actually go to the gym and develop yourself? The answer is a profound
Yes.
fucking no.
Yes.
And the hottest-
Are you retarded? Bro, what? That's you mean to tell me that under the hypothetical that you gave us.
Imagine as a guy and, you know, hot girls want to fly you out and suck your dick and smash you just for you existing. Would you actually
Why if that's all I had to do was exist, that means that all I have to do is keep up with myself, being in the gym? Wouldn't I try to look good for that to happen?
go to the gym
Why would I be a fat fuck? Like, bro, what?
and develop yourself? The answer is a profound fucking no.
You need to look right if that shit's happening to you all the time. Are you crazy? Why do you think porn stars wear like makeup and shit? Like, how many fat, ugly fucking porn stars do you see?
And the hottest girls especially are boring.
That's not also very true. I think it just depends on how you were raised and your upbringing and what you were surrounded with. He is wrong. I do not care. That is wrong. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't find attractive that are also boring. There's a lot of people in general
But no one
that
cares about
are
ugly
very
girls.
boring.
No one cares about ugly girls. But what I'm saying is that hot girls a lot of times are boring because they've never had to develop themselves to become attractive. And they've gotten everything that they've ever wanted simply by being hot. So why,
I think it's a very small
why do
minority
they need
of
to
people.
develop?
Yeah,
Why
huge minority of
no
people.
one gives a shit about ugly girls, just like no one cares about broke guys in front of 7-Eleven asking for money. You're invisible. Attractive women are fairly common.
Yeah, of course they are.
They're
But
fairly common.
the attractive women that have had everything handed to them and never had to work and never had to build a personality, that's quite rare because a lot of people that I know that are attractive are very great people and they've had not everything handed to them. They've still grafted, they've still worked, and they've obtained a great personality.
Like
And
women, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember that what women are interested in and what men are interested in are two different
bro, again, he's going off on a different point.
things.
He keeps saying about women don't like men unless they've got money, but I know girls out here that don't give a fuck about money.
The reason why I say women live
2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, 2 + 2 is 4, but you know, math is not really the answer to, you know, this science problem. You know, it can't really help us figure out why the environment is changing at such a rapid pace.
life on easy mode is because they reserve the right to be useless if they want. But as a man,
I don't think so.
hold on, well, okay.
But go on,
How many
sorry.
useless bimbos do you know that are with rich guys? You probably know a bunch.
No, I
They're
don't.
stupid.
I
They don't make
don't.
any money. They don't do nothing.
I don't know any.
You don't know? Okay, well, in the real world, okay, there's
Well, I do know. I'm playing X Defy it. Fuck this.